Hey guys, Hanz here. Hope everyone's doing well. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about complaining about others. Well, that's never done for anyone. Can you tell me? Let me know in the chat because I'm not seeing much of it. Not even if it's the truth of things. The most horrendous things can be done by a group, and those who stand in opposition of those horrendous actions, if all they do is complain about the other group, they're still not doing anything of value, believe it or not. You'd think they would, but no. We live in a society where everyone is encouraged to only look for himself and herself. Or at least a certain people only has been taught to be this way. And if you want to go approach a people like that, who is absolutely individualized, with notions of honor and virtue and sacrifice, they'll be too, individualistic, just too selfish to bother. Because they've been taught to think themselves as too important to save a child, to rescue an animal, whatever it's going to be. So how do you go about it? If talking about others doesn't work, if you make fun of other groups, even if it's all rooted in the truth, well, you talk about your own. You talk about why you love your own. How many of us actually can do that? Can you honestly do that? Look at your own people and say, oh, I love this about us. Rather than, look how silly they look. That's easy. That's the easiest thing in the world, to be a critic. Everyone can do that. But to talk in praise of your own? Why are you actually doing something for your own? And I'm not asking you that to question your motives, your motivations. I'm asking you that because you need to ground yourself well if you're gonna stand up for a certain group. Because you're going to be faced with hardships, with questions, with whatever it may be, and a firm grounding is going to help you be a bit more stubborn than you otherwise would be. A healthy stubbornness. With handlers home, that's why there is something as Sunday Fun Day. Although, yeah, I do sometimes think that a lot of people still haven't quite grasped it. The three of us, we use that day most of the time to talk about the things that we love. Gods, stories, just how our how that certain people that we always talk on behalf of, or as much as we can, in the most positive light. We also address some mistakes, flaws. We also take responsibility for mistakes, which is part of that. And I think, without realizing it, that's actually why a lot of people, at least 25% of the reason why people come to us is because we do that. Because admit it, most of you just love that we are basically praising you too, because you're part of that people. You need to do that as well. And stop already with following damn ideologies and organized religion. There is nothing to be found there except suffering when you truly look at it. And being surrounded with people who have no true motivation except self-preservation. Or just blind fanatism in whatever stories they've been told. Usually rooted in whatever personal traumas they have faced in their lives. And this being their excuse to vent the anger, the sadness inside themselves. And then of course you have a few just who are, plain soulless, I guess. Yeah, does that make sense to you? Instead of making fun of other groups because, oh, they're so stupid, or they're so short, or they're so creepy, or they're so gross, or whatever it's going to be, all this childish finger pointing, what that is at the end of the day, this pointless venting, I would opt to say no. Every week should be a fun day. Not just Sunday fun day, but also Monday fun day, Tuesday fun day, Wednesday fun day, Thursday fun day, Friday fun day, Saturday fun day. You do that by promoting yourself and being a good example. You do that by being someone that others are proud of knowing. You do that by being someone that children look up to and want to be around. It's hard work, but can you do it? Because that's also why I say, that's why I make videos also about the importance of morality and picking good friends and what have you. It all plays a part in this. Being exemplary yourself. Again, like CG would say, to become the god you're meant to be. Do you love yourself enough? Question that yourself. Do you love yourself enough to want to be that? Do you then, and if you want, because here's the thing, you can never love anyone else before you love yourself. If you are unhappy with who you are, that needs work long before you go and seek contact with others. And this whole macho bullshit of, oh, I'm a big tough guy, I don't need any of that, that's for pansies or whatever. You're the most insecure of all of us who haven't gone there yet. There is nothing wrong with grief when it's genuine. It's actually a very healthy thing to do. It doesn't mean that you have to bawl and wail. It just means that you need to, come to understanding yourself. Knowing where you need to work on yourself and where you're happy with who you are in other fields. Develop your personality, basically. Develop your soul. And I know it's difficult, for some more than for others, but it can be done, I love myself pretty well. And I know that I have still many flaws. Some of them I can still work on, others, I guess they're just gonna be around forever and ever. At least in this lifetime. I guess it'll be for another lifetime, right? When I get to fix those. SEG, he loves himself the most of all. And Tao has been working very hard on himself. I'm not sure if you guys have an eye for it. I mean, I guess most of you don't talk to him as much as I do. But and I'm proud of him for what he has done for himself. I don't get any better out of it personally of what he is doing for himself, but I can still be proud of it. Can still be happy for him, right? And there are others too who really have stepped up the game. Quit their drinking, quit smoking, and with that is, it's not about who do drugs. No, it's because it clears their mind. It was an issue for them, and they quit that issue. it's not an issue in their life anymore. And that same money now goes into, actually wholesome meals rather than the cornflakes that they eat 3 times a day or something. And all their horrible stuff. And they come to all kinds of clarities, and some of them they will be in a bit of pain for a few more years to come. But each successive week it's less pain. And that counts. That is how we heal, and that's how we get better people, so we can start doing better for others. Yeah. To me at least it makes sense. And this is the hard path. It is not the quick fix. And shame on you if you only are interested in doing right if it's by a quick fix. That tells me that you're not genuine whatsoever. And you really have a lot of soul searching to do. A lot of it. Embrace the hard path, the long path. It's actually the most wholesome, usually. You don't learn much from shortcuts. And you meet less people along the way as well, as a matter of fact. And I'm not saying that everyone should do exactly as the three of us do, in each their own way. But I do think we are exemplary in that too, no? A little bit? We all three have our specific skill sets, I suppose, or different ways of speech, or different ways of thinking. And, that's the individual part. And then the three of us come together, and that's the group part. That's the people part. You can do that too. But you have to do what we did in our own ways. You have to do it in your own way. Work on yourself first, if you do not quite love yourself yet. And as for those who are just young still, if you're in your teens still, I don't care if you're 19, and if you're in your early 20s, perhaps even most still, reality check. You're not gonna impress anyone in a while yet. And with that I mean, not impress in the sense of you're gonna find acceptance if older people see that you care and that you really want to do right. But you should also in your youth be wise. And sometimes just listen a bit. Especially those who are still in their formative years, which actually lasts until you're what? 30? Really? When you look down at it? That certain people everyone despises, we're actually slow growers. But boy, once we have grown. Keep that in mind also, I guess. And in regards to anything else? Yeah. If you're... and I don't want to bash on those who are younger. I mean, I love it that younger people show up and care. Of course, you're the next generation. When the older guys are gone, you are going to be... you're going to be what's going to lead those who come after. Continue the progress of a people. So of course you're wanted. You see, just too many of you are really arrogant about it. Who... I guess, I've been exposed to a lot of stuff that the older generation has not yet. Or simply has evaded, just by luck. But there is wisdom that you can speed up in gaining, that if you just listen once in a while, I guess, yeah. And this is actually, I'm actually really speaking about all those like in their late teens and early 20s now who have actually spoken with me regularly. Because most simply don't take things from their elders as seriously. And they end up making mistakes because they didn't listen. Almost everyone. Maybe some needed to make those mistakes, but they most definitely could have been avoided. And not at any particular loss either. But yeah, work on yourself, love yourself, then reach out to your community or to good people. You can do both kind of at once, but then just admit that, hey, I'm still figuring things out for myself, that's fine. Then other people know, and they can be accepting. And if they aren't accepting, well, then you find another group who will. Yeah, I think I'll finish with this. Guys like CG, like me, and I'm not counting Tao in with this because CG and myself, for example, we had to figure it out completely on our own. We had nobody, absolutely nobody. Most others now, you have people that you can reach out to. Do yourself a favor and don't spend 10 years if those 10 years could have been 2 years. I think Tao can attest something there, can, I guess, witness to that. How quick his growth went. By, if not my present, then at least CG's. It's an important thing. It can save you from a lot of wasted opportunities and a lot of wasted time. Yeah. I'm done, I think. I'm going to enjoy the fresh, can you see it? The fresh cold air. Oh. And without the mask, without the muzzle. Go for a bit more of a walk. Look at the pretty, even if a bit bald trees, and find some mushrooms maybe. Have something to eat. And see what's up in the world, perhaps later today, what have you. Consider what I'll be making my next video about. So, you all have a good one. And remember, love yourself first. It's not selfish, it's just the considerate thing to do towards others, so they don't have to bear your issues. And with that said, bye bye.